Login accepted. Booting system. Welcome, Mr. Albert Wesker. This is the Umbrella Archives. Please select the incident report you would like to hear.
I need to find out what happened in London.
The London incident. Mr. Ullah's report. December 2012. Audio file now playing.
My name is Mr. Ullah, a teacher in London. I lived beside the UK branch of the Umbrella Corporation, the largest pharmaceutical company in the world. The Umbrella Corporation has, for many years, been secretly dealing in experimental, viral weaponry. Its CEO, Albert Wesker, has kept this all hidden from the rest of the world, until there was an incident overnight. The virus escaped, and everybody died. The trouble was, they did not stay dead. The T-virus reanimated their corpses.
Starting satellite scan.
These walkers awoke with the desire to fulfill the most primal instinct, the need to feed. Imagine waking up one day and finding one of the busiest cities in the world empty and vacant. Imagine walking through a deserted metropolis, thinking you were the last person alive, only to be confronted with the walking dead.
United Kingdom.
As I headed out to work that cold morning, I did not know it would be my last.
London.
As you watch my tale unfold, do make some notes, as your task will be to write a detailed description of this post-apocalypse London, adding dialogue and descriptive techniques. Welcome to the world of survival horror. It all began on an ordinary day in London. As I walked through the heart of the capital, I found a city which was deserted. Londoners seemed to have disappeared. It was as if they had vanished. Nothing, no one. I'd always complained that London was far too busy a city, that there was no peace or quiet. But today, I would have given anything to see another soul. It did not make any sense. Where had they gone? There was no sign of a disaster. Cars remained where they were, streets as clean as they always had been. What had happened here? Samuel Johnson famously said, "When a man is tired of London, he is tired of life, for there is in London all that life can afford." Today, it seemed as if Londoners had indeed become tired of life and had left the city. I should have felt safe, but I felt anything but safe. I'd never felt more isolated, alone. Sylvia Plath famously said, "The loneliness of the soul in its appealing self-consciousness is horrible and overpowering." I did feel overpowered, my worries and fears almost overcoming me, as I ambled through the metropolis. The human soul yearns for contact with others. It is a terrible thing to feel alone in the world, to feel as if there is no other person on the face of the earth. The mobile networks were down. Nothing made any sense. And it was almost as if I was in a horrible, unending nightmare, in a nightmare city. I found my steps started to quicken as wonder turned to desperation and despair. Of course, I was wholly unaware that only a few people in London had remained alive. I tried London's famous public phone booths. But even the telephones were dead. W.H. Auden famously wrote, "Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone." And it felt as if I was in Auden's poem. The difference being that humanity seemed to have ceased to exist. I then found myself in front of the UK branch of the Umbrella Corporation. Newspapers lay scattered everywhere. Confusion and puzzlement entered my mind, as every newspaper bore the same headline. Outbreak. The Walking Dead. What the hell? I thought at the time that it was perhaps a comical front page from the Metro and dismissed it. It had all started here, at the Umbrella Lab. And this was where the infection was the most severe. Looking up at the towering building above me, I had no idea I was about to face the full force of the Walking Dead, unleashed by Umbrella. What the hell was that? Keep moving. I started to worry about my own survival and found I was running in a desperate attempt to locate some source of life. Can't stop. Gotta keep moving. You gotta be kidding me.
Report. Report now. I want your report.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Leon, I have some bad news.
I'd rather not hear it.
What the hell is an RPD cop doing in London?
Have you seen Leon Kennedy?
I think you were that
Are
way.
you sure?
Yes!
We've lost contact with the chopper. We're prepping another chopper for you. Meanwhile, I want you to head towards the extraction point.
I can't believe this is happening again. It's just like Raccoon.
I thought I'd seen the worst of it. As I approached the dormant walker, I thought I only needed to tiptoe around it. Okay. Just a few more steps. Get back! Great. They can't come this way. I've got to keep moving.
Oh no! There's a zombie flying that helicopter!
No, this is not good. I decided to head back to the Umbrella building. It was the city's last chance. And my last chance of survival. William Birkin? An Umbrella keycard. I could use this to gain entrance to the Umbrella labs. I used the Umbrella keycard I'd found to gain entrance to the lab. Well, at least what was left of it. I found a chaotic mess. An Umbrella case. Blue for the virus, green for the antivirus. This is the cure.
Right, I finally made it back to my car, and I've also found the T-virus along with the cure. So hopefully mankind will be safe again. Your task, based on what you've just seen, is to describe the action that you've seen so far. It's up to you to add the dialogue based on the video clips that you've seen. So be as creative and as imaginative as you can, adding dialogue where necessary, as well as describing the action. The focus here is dialogue and also action. If there's conversation, don't forget the rules of conversation as well. Okay, so dialogue and action. I've got to get this back to the labs. Hopefully I can find a scientist that can put this thing into mass production. You know what you have to do? Off you go.
I headed back into the lab and reproduced the cure. Londoners now stood a chance of survival. Humanity was finally saved. I packed up the cure and sent it off for mass production. I thought I had escaped the horror, but I was wrong. Having put the cure into mass production, I knew I needed to escape the city and find some source of life. I proceeded to my car. I knew that I had to make sure.
No.
End of report.
How the mighty fall, Mr. Ullah. It is a shame you will not live to see my utter annihilation of the human race. Rest in pieces.